Hi, everybody. Welcome back in. It is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. We are going to continue our discussion of the Sarah Grace Patrick case. Let me get Triple L here. One moment. Triple L, I have you on two. One of them you'll need to disconnect. So I'm not sure which one to add you on here. We had planned on having Triple L also stream from her TikTok, but we are experiencing some technical difficulties, so that'll have to be saved for another stream. All right, here we go. I see ya. Here we go. Yeah. Here you are.
Can you hear me?
Here we go. Yeah. Are you there?
Sorry, it took me a minute to get on.
Yeah. You're really low.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but it's like very low volume.
Can't hear you.
Okay, well, she figures this out. So we have today some TikTok videos to go over. We have a text message between Sarah Grace and her mother, and also a Nancy Grace video, and a video that gosh darn that sorry, I have my kitty here. Go away. Shoot. That a relative of Sarah Grace did with another YouTuber. But Sarah Grace Patrick is accused of murdering her mother and her stepfather in February of 2025. In July of 2025, she was arrested. She voluntarily turned herself in with her biological dad after they found out that there was a warrant out for her arrest. She gained notoriety when she went on to TikTok and messaged a couple of TikTokers that covered true crime cases over there, asking them to cover the case of her mother and stepfather. And subsequently also seeing some TikTok videos that she posted after the murders that are really highly questionable, her behavior, and also the speech that she gave at their funeral. Okay, Triple L, you're back on the stage. Are you there? Sorry, y'all, just I can't hear you or anything if you're trying to talk. You're so far away. let me, one moment. I'm going to see if I can get my headphones and see if that makes a difference on my end. So hang on, guys. Okay. Are you there? Still so far away. Oh gosh, and I've got an echo. Do you hear an echo? Okay, testing, testing. Okay,
Can you hear me?
Okay, there you are.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear myself. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Finally.
Technical difficulties.
About.
I don't know.
It's
Aren't they fun though?
Operator error.
Oh, it's all a learning experience.
Yeah, I just couldn't get it to get on my phone right to show on the screen on the TikTok. I'll try to figure more out today.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
So, let's see here.
I sent you a text message too about something.
You sent me a text message?
Yeah, it's no biggie. It's just something why I'm a little late. But you can go ahead.
Oh, I'll message you.
Yeah, it's no biggie. I hope you can't hear my air conditioner running because I sure can in my in my headphones.
I can't hear anything.
Okay.
But I've also got my washer going too.
I don't hear yours, but I got the microphone plugged in today, so hopefully I'm louder on the live.
Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to show the TikTok video of one of the TikTokers she reached out to. Okay. I'll get that going. So let me get this pulled up. Stop. Okay. And y'all, anybody listening, I am normally on camera. Today I am not, just not feeling too well, and be much easier if I need to get up and run to the bathroom, not be on camera for that, just so you guys know.
I'm just going to be off camera with you because I didn't feel like getting ready.
We all have those days, especially with fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one. Yep, here we go. So this is a TikToker that she reached out to help cover the case of her mom and stepdad. This is allegedly reporting on TikTok. I would suggest anybody that's listening to go over there and give her a follow.
Case where you are going. Why would you ask me to cover a case where you are going to get arrested for taking your parents' lives? Y'all, this is Sarah Grace, and she messaged me back.
Oh, what is going on? I didn't hit anything.
See the TikTok thingy buffering on the screen?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's your screen.
Yeah, it's right there.
For taking your
Here we are.
parents' lives. Y'all, this is Sarah Grace, and she messaged me back on June 3rd and just said, search up Brock case. So I said, Brock Turner? Brock who? She said, Kristen and James Brock. Hold on. They're my parents. And out of nowhere, a random Thursday night in February, someone came in my house with me and my 5-year-old sister, and my parents left them for me and my little sister to wake up to. Technically, it was a Wednesday night because I found them Thursday morning. And I said, not knowing she was going to wind up arrested for this, I am so sorry. I cannot imagine. I will absolutely research and cover their case. Please take care of you always. Again, not knowing, and I covered it. 17-year-old daughter arrested for parents in Carroll County. On Tuesday afternoon, Carroll County Sheriff's Office announced that they have arrested 17-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick. She is facing 2 murder charges and 2 aggravated assault charges. The girl that asked me to cover the case has been arrested. As you can see here, James Brock was 45 and his wife, Kristen, was 41. Rest in peace to them. They were both found no longer alive on the morning of February 20th. Much more information is going to come out. I will be making another video about this. I just wanted to get this out. I am in absolute shock because, again, the question I asked at the beginning of this video, why would you message me or any other true crime creator saying, hey, please cover this case, and then you wind up being arrested for it? I am in shock. Now, of course, this is just an arrest. This is not a conviction. So everything's alleged as of now, but please let me know what you think about the psychology behind this.
I like her look at the end.
Yeah, she's funny.
She's like, what?
Like,
Oh my gosh.
Who are we talking about here?
I totally off the subject, but I have Clue on my TV. Cluminati. She's with Jay. They were streaming together. I have to look at Jay's, but Clue's just got shut down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it says stream suspended for policy violations. And they were covering the Idaho 4. They weren't talking, they weren't doing gossip or nothing. They were just showing. Oh, she might be back. That was weird.
Earlier, Joneson was on or it popped up and I got on it, and she was talking about BJ, J.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say the other one's name? The one you just said.
Cluminati.
Cluminati.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there was some drama last night that went down or what.
Oh, there was, which I'm not going to talk about. I just was like, dang, what just happened? I mean, if she takes Clue down, that's really bad for BJ. Like, really bad.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any of them, except sometimes I watch J for Justice because she was covering the Kohlberger, Idaho.
Yeah. And that's literally what they're doing right now. And I think looks like they're back up. So whatever it was, they fought it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Like I said, that would be a really bad mistake for BJ to shut Clue down, like really bad.
Hopefully everything gets worked out and we stay out of it.
Yeah. We don't do, by the way, do not do the crama stuff, like the true crime drama. I do not do that. Not on this channel. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. Like I said, I just happened to mention that because I had Clue on the other screen.
We're
like,
clueless.
whoa. What's that?
We're clueless about all that. what I'm
Oh, I'm
doing.
not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I watch it for fun, but I will not discuss this on
Yeah.
my channel.
Right.
All right. So, and I have just both you and I are just, oh, she's taken down again. What the? But we have our hands full with doing all this other research with these other cases.
We have our
Not
hands
just
full
Sarah
just
Grace.
trying to figure out how to get on the live.
Yeah. That's a learning experience. Okay. Where am I at? All right. So I've got hers. I'm looking to see what I've got next here.
Okay.
All right. So I have one that's Sarah Grace Patrick's Facebook post after Kristen and James Brock's death. Kristen is her mother. James Brock is her stepfather. So we will look at that one.
Okay.
Let me get my screen shared. And this is also a TikTok post.
Okay.
Well, it was shown on TikTok, somebody reviewing the Facebook post.
Okay. I think we're not going to find out a lot of information because they're just not, that's not a gag order, but they're just not leaking much information. About
And they
the evidence.
shouldn't.
Yeah, about the evidence. So,
especially since it hit TikTok really hard. You can't have people running with all that information before a trial.
Right. All crazy.
Yeah. All right. So this is Recovered Mom 1 on TikTok. Go ahead and give her a follow. And this is Sarah Grace Patrick's her biological father's Facebook post just days after Kristen and James Brock's deaths.
Just days after she allegedly took her mother and stepfather's lives. This is an FB post by Sarah Grace Patrick's father just days after she allegedly took her mother and stepfather's lives. Sarah wrote, "It's Sarah, Kristen's daughter. For those of you who didn't know, this mostly says what happened. However, the parts he didn't know at the time was Jaylee, her 5-year-old sister, had found them and came and woke me up. I won't go into further detail, but know that there are things on the news that aren't true. Not any more than that in the 11 alive, as far as we know. But the rumors and the assumptions do not help unless you contact the police about it. However, I trust in God to make this right, and I know He will, and the truth will all come out in the end. If you know something, please, please, please speak up. I beg of you, because this split me and my sister up after such a traumatic day none of us deserved. My animals have to find new homes. My home is gone, and I can't even get my wallet or clothes or anything, even Bible. I lost my sense of safety, and most of all, they took my mother and my stepdad. That was there when my amazing father couldn't be. It's been horrific, and I would like if the people would hug their family extra long after you see this. I wish I got up and hugged her when I said goodnight. You'll never know how much you regret not doing it until it's too late." And just 3 days ago, her father posted this and then tagged. I'm not going to lie, I have been down this rabbit hole ever since I found out
This
about
was
this
on July
case. I've
9th.
seen a lot of very concerning things, especially on FB. So I'm likely going to organize and do a deep dive over on my YT channel. So if you guys haven't already, go over there and subscribe. I will be sharing more things here as well, but there's just some stuff that I know is not going to fly here.
Okay. And let's go ahead and stop.
I need to find her her YouTube page.
Oh, I already closed it down.
Oh
Sorry.
no, that's fine. I mean, I need to find it, and I may be following her. I don't know. I'll have to check and see if I can find her. But I know the name. It's okay.
Oh, no. So this was somebody on TikTok that posted one of Sarah Grace's videos, which I'll show you guys so you can see what she did afterwards.
She's something else.
Mm-hmm. Goodness, takes forever to get this done for each one. Okay.
Still ain't heard a nigga better than me. She know she ain't gonna find that nigga that beat that pussy better than me.
Wow.
Jeez. Right?
That's so church.
And
I wonder if church saw that.
She know she ain't gonna find that nigga that beat that pussy better than me.
yep.
I bet those church friends has not seen this video. I'm just-
Got another one here. Yeah. Can you imagine? They'd be like, what?
I know. Well, be quiet.
So for those listening, like we watched her bond hearing, and she is this is my opinion. She's a master manipulator. She
Exactly.
wow, Clue Stream went down again. It's like
Does
the
that
third
happen?
time.
Does that happen? It'll go off and come back up like that?
I've never seen this, but wow, dang. So the people that came and spoke on her behalf, like were friends and church members speaking on her behalf. You know, for her, they even wore shirts that said, gosh, what did they say? Something like "Free Sarah,"
Save Sarah, free Sarah,
"Save
something.
Sarah," something like that.
Yeah.
And then you had her family take the stand and then speak against her and the reasons why she shouldn't be out on bond.
Could you imagine?
One being that her 5-year-old sister, who was 5 at the time, was in the house when this happened, and it was her sister that discovered her parents. And
Terrible.
so they're fearful of what Sarah could do to the sister, manipulate her in whichever way, and whatever kind of damage she could do to other family members. So
I think she's where she needs to be right now.
All right, so this is another TikTok video of hers.
Okay.
I mean, does that look?
Okay,
I mean,
here.
is that
There you are.
is that somebody who
Oh,
you know is grieving?
Yeah.
I don't
No.
see it.
No, not at all. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. I think one of us was buffering. But I'm sorry. Go
It
ahead.
was probably me. Oh, the TikTok video kind of buffered. It
Oh,
was
okay.
scratchy. So I tried to look to see if I had the full like 911
Mm,
call.
yeah.
I didn't see anything about a full audio. I didn't do like a full deep dive on it, but
No, I haven't
so
seen
the
that.
only thing I have is the one that you sent me.
The one interview, the last thing I sent you is really good.
Yeah, and I'll show that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show this next because this is the excuse me. It shows not her 911 call, like not her voice, because she is the one that made the call. But it's the dispatch audio, so it's like the dispatcher speaking to the first responders, but it also shows the house. Which, they're claiming somebody broke into the house. From what I've seen in pictures, I honestly didn't think that, like they took pictures of the door frame and like the door frame was still intact. So I don't know.
It's just so weird. Like, how? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mystery, but not really.
I have a feeling because the DA said they have a mountain of evidence. I have a feeling that mountain of evidence is digital.
Is what?
Digital.
Oh, yeah, definitely. For sure.
So get this going.
Highest Carrollton Road, 1531 Highest Carrollton Road, off of Willie Walker Road, reference to a cardiac arrest. Further.
Tennessee Dispatch, I'm 23.
932, be advised. The complaint is stepdad, or just 10 feet on ER.
Reference to a cardiac arrest. Complaints advising that the mother and the stepfather are called to the touch. They think they're beyond CPR and doesn't see anything around them that's suspicious. Law enforcement is en route with you.
5 dispatches. 2 people down at the location. That's 10-4. I'll be on the response.
49 display. Just so I'm clear, we got 2 109D, same address.
That's 10-4. What was the numerics again? 531. 49 special. Anybody else at your residence?
Just so I'm clear, we got 2 109D, same address.
That's 10-4. What was the numerics again? 531. 49 special. Anybody else at your residence?
Can you have them wait outside? You guys have them wait outside? Yes, ma'am. 10-4.
Location is obviously in the first one.
So for those who don't know, her stepdad, I'm not sure what kind of heart condition he had, but he was, I believe, on the list for a donor. He was hooked up to what they call like an LVAD machine, LVAD, that helped his heart function. And that particular machine was beeping as well at the time when the first responders arrived. What else do I have next here? Oh, wait. What is this? Stop. Okay, I have one. Looks like I have another TikTok video that I'll show. Hang on. Another of Sarah Grace's TikTok videos.
Take it slow, but it's not typical. He already knows that my love is fine. His heart was a stone, but then his hands were. Take it slow, but it's not typical. He already knows that my love is fine. His heart was a stone, but then his hands were.
It's crazy. I'm sorry, that sound was pretty bad on that. Are you there, Triple L?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, so then what do I have next here?
She's quite fond of herself, I think.
What's that?
She's quite fond of herself on the videos.
Yeah, I mean, does that look like somebody grieving to you? Like,
Not even. This is just so weird.
oh, so there's another one where she did a happy 6 months to her boyfriend, which we'll cover the thing with her boyfriend in another live, because I think that might take some time. I'm not sure, to be honest, when this particular video actually went out. Do you know when that one went out? The one where she did of them celebrating 6 months?
Not any information about it though.
I'm not sure if this one is before or after. Either way, they were together. So hold on, let me get this together here. I'll show that.
On one thing I sent you, it says that at the time of the murder that she was not with that one boyfriend that we were talking about anymore,
Oh,
and that
okay.
she hadn't been with him, but there's another person that's going to come in the picture.
Another boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I held you again, how could
Yeah.
we ever just be friends? I would rather die than let you go. Juliet to your Romeo, how I heard you say.
Was it that one? Or
Well, they're saying the one that she's in the videos with is that they're not together anymore. So I'm
so
thinking
that one they're not together anymore. The one I just
Correct.
showed.
from what I'm gathering, that's what is what the aunt or cousin said. I don't know. You'll see it in the video. But yeah, I don't think that she's with this boy or was with him at the time of the thing.
But she was with somebody else.
Yeah.
And is it that somebody else that has since been arrested? Or was it
No,
the ex-boyfriend?
No, I think it was the ex-boyfriend for Ruggs.
Okay.
And I don't think it had anything to do with this part. Anything to do with this. from what I gathered off the video.
All right, so I'm going to show, there's another TikTok video. This is the one. This one is Sarah Grace Patrick's stepbrother speaks out in a Facebook post.
Okay.
This would have been her stepdad's, son from the prior relationship.
There's a lot of kids involved.
Yeah.
Because there were 3 that lived at the home, from what the family member said. Another boy lived there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I can't remember, but they've got quite a lot of kids involved.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the audio being so bad.
It's okay.
Sarah Grace Patrick's half-brother, the son of James Brock, spoke out in an FB post. Sarah was recently arrested for taking the lives of her mother, Kristen, and stepfather, James, back in February. Tristan Brock is understandably angry. He writes, "For all of those that don't know, my father, James Brock, was unalive back in February due to an ignorant POS. I've been really quiet and staying off social media for obvious reasons, like the media and all the misconstrued BS going on right now. But I can't continue to sit here and deal with all of the anger and sadness in my heart while in the background people are saying such rude and disheartening things about my father. My father at heart was a good man, but he, like everyone else, made mistakes. But in the end, my father was a changed man who cared nothing for his past transgressions, but for his family and becoming the man he was when he died. He had a huge heart and would give you the shirt off his back. He loved Jelly Roll and riding motorcycles. He was hard-headed. He gave you a hard time and taught you the right way to do things because he cared. He didn't take disrespect and would knock you if you tried. He was a badass, but also an emotional person. And a lot of people don't know this, but my father was given not long to live due to his heart. He had a device implanted in him and lived off of batteries. He was awaiting a transplant before he was taken from this earth, but that never stopped him. He worked like a dog and even steam cleaned his entire church. Point is, he never stopped working or caring despite the challenges life had presented him. He was a good man and a great father, and I don't appreciate people who think they are so smart and know everything, slandering his name, all for a psychopathic child they have never met. The police haven't even released all the details yet, so stop pretending you know what is going on. You're all effing have nothing better to do with their lives than to profit or be entertained off the loss and heartbreak of others. At the end of the day, all you social media warriors can say what you want, but before you put your unwanted, ignorant 2 cents in, think about his family who is hurting over this. Think about his 5-year-old daughter, my sister, who is going to be effed up for life after she found her lifeless parents unalived in their own bed by none other than her own sister. Have a shred of decency in your lives for once. This isn't some effing sitcom or true crime documentary. This is someone's father and mother. I'll never be able to talk to my dad again or go fishing or ride motorcycles or just to be able to sit with him again. Instead, now I have a box of ashes that sits in my house, haunting me with the memories of our past. I'm so angry and I don't know how to feel about any of this, but I do know I don't appreciate you effing half-brain dip commenting and turning this into a TV drama. That's just my 2 cents, and anyone who doesn't agree or like what I have to say can F off. No one cares about how you feel. F all of you and have a great day.
Good job, Tristan. I like that. It's gotta speak out. Okay. And then I also, let me see if I can do this or not, how I can. So I have the text messages between Sarah and her mom, Trying to see how I can get it to screen share. It'll let me here. One moment.
I've just been talking away and I've been on mute.
That
I was like,
happens.
yes, that was a great video. So good.
Okay. Let me. You know, I might have to go into my email, I bet. Dang it. Tired screen? Let's try that. Sorry, I'm looking to see what I can do to
Take your time.
share that. My browser has blocked my screen. What?
What did it say?
Oh, it gave me a message saying my browser has blocked my screen. Let me do this. Let me open up my email. I think that's going to be easier than me having to try to mess around with anything.
Okay.
Okay, Sarah Grace, where are you? Hopefully I can see it.
Right. Are y'all having a pretty day up there today?
Well, it's actually a little cloudy, but it's not bad.
That's good. Yeah, we're sunny, and I think it's a little cloudy at the moment. I think it's supposed to be in the 90s. I think next week for this,
All right.
we're going to start getting into the 80s maybe soon, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be cool for you guys, right?
Yeah, like right now, it's already 90 degrees. Already, it's almost 2 o'clock. I feel like it's still morning.
I still want to double click on this with like my finger and like enlarge it. You know what I mean?
know. I do that stuff all the time.
Magnify. Let's try that. If you can activate. Control twice. Well, all right. So this is my first time reading this.
Okay.
Oh, there we are. So this is Kristen, which is her mom. Does it say Kristen Ashley to Kristen Ashley?
I can't see anything on my computer, and I'm afraid to mess with
I thought
it.
this was a text. So this must... Okay. So Donnie, I'm coming to get you. To get you, love. I know you are so unhappy there. I hear you, and I'm doing everything I can to make it happen. I promise you that, son. Your father can't beat you anymore. Sarah, Grace, Patrick, Kristen. That is her mom, right?
Yes. Hold on. Let me look at this. Hold on. See if I can see better.
So her dad, because her dad is Donald.
And the mom is Christy. Right?
Unless did they have another son together, like Donnie Jr.? There's so many kids.
I don't know if the little boy that lived with them was hers. I think it might have been just his. So I think they only had the daughter together, maybe? The little girl?
But Donnie, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you, love. I know you are so unhappy there. I hear you, and I'm doing everything I can to make it happen. This was June 20th of 2021. So Sarah Grace responds to her mother, Kristen. Kristen, not mom, by the way. That's disassociating.
Weird.
She, by the way, I want to say she on the last live that we did, her dad gave an interview to Law and Crime, and he said that Sarah Grace's mom and stepdad were a lot more harsher when it came to punishments versus her bio dad that was a little more lenient. She made it known that she was not happy living with her mom and stepdad, and really wanted to go back to her bio dad, but he said he just wasn't in a good place, like financially, to have her there.
Strange because
That's how I took it.
yeah,
But
so weird.
there was tensions in the home.
Yeah.
So, Kristen, you are a grown woman, and this is the child that you put through the dirt just to make yourself happy. Commenting on my post and posting this is never going to make me want to go to your house again, and shows how immature you are. Respectfully grow up. This was also 4 years ago. She, I believe, at that time was living with her dad, and then in 2023, she went from her bio dad to her mom and stepdads. Sarah Grace Patrick. The only one that beat us was the ex-stepdad you got with and had no time to realize it because you were out dealing. Daddy has never laid a hand on me, and you need to stop brainwashing Donnie, and it doesn't work anymore with me. Disregard that dealing thing. There's nothing proven so far that we're aware of. I mean, they were just some minor things. I believe it was pot. That was it.
Gather also.
What?
That's what I gather also, that it was just
Yeah.
the green stuff.
Yeah. And then Kristen, Sarah Grace Patrick, maybe you need to call me because we some therapy. For real. Sad, this is the only way you talk to your mom. It's just telling that she she can't even call her mom. That's her mom.
Yeah, that's been kind of a.
So that just gives you just a glimpse.
And she was a young teenager at that time, right?
Yeah, it was 4 years ago. So she would have been
14-ish.
13, 14. I think she's 18 now. She just graduated high school in May, which, by the way, her parents were murdered in February, and she goes on to continue and graduates high school in May. You don't have to attend your graduation ceremony to get the diploma.
I probably would not have been there.
But she just went right on living her life.
Mm-hmm.
She's being tried as an adult.
And now
So,
now she's sad
well, yeah, because
that she's in jail.
they got enough evidence against her. I think I was going to show one thing about her dad, but it's just a smaller version of what they did on Law and Crime. So I think anybody that wants to watch her dad can watch the previous live on that.
Be right back, okay?
Mm-hmm. And then, so I have 2 more things here to cover that are going to be a little bit longer videos, and then we'll close out this one, and then the next live we'll do there goes my, there we are. We'll do we'll go into detail about some of the rumors flying around there that it will debunk, as well as the ex-boyfriend and other individuals involved here. So, but the first one I'm going to show, this one is Nancy Grace. Let me get her link, and I'm going to pin it in chat. So hang on. Let me get this pulled up here. Y'all can go over to Nancy Grace on YouTube and sub up to her page there. Make sure I got the right one here. Which one is this? It's just Nancy Grace. Copy. Close that one out. Okay. All right, so I got that. And then I will go ahead and we'll play this. So Nancy, this was, gosh, how long ago was this? I think this was actually pretty recent. It says 20 hours ago. So let me go ahead and get my screen shared. One moment. Getting this set up.
We believe everyone should be sleeping on a great mattress, no matter.
Breaking news tonight.
And just so y'all know, I do not have YouTube Premium. Unfortunately, I cannot afford it at this time. So I'm doing my best to skip through everything.
And
oh, did you say something, Triple L?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just said you're doing great.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to let this play, and I do need to get up and move around for a few minutes.
evil high school girl gives a heart-wrenching eulogy after both her parents are shot dead tonight. She is suspect number 1.
I also need to
Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for
my
being with
laptop.
us.
Sarah's 5-year-old sister finds their parents, Kristen and James Brock, in their bedroom violently shot to death. Police discover no sign of forced entry.
What happened to two very loving parents? A little 5-year-old sister finds her parents shot dead. Listen.
On the morning of February 20th, 2025, deputies with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office responded to a tragic scene at 1531 Carrollton Tyus Road. They discovered the bodies of James Brock, 45, and Kristen Brock, 41, both deceased from apparent gunshot wounds. Our prayers remain with the families of James and Kristen Brock, and especially with their young daughter who was home during this horrific crime. We also want to extend our heartfelt thanks to the community that has rallied for justice and has never given up hope.
Despite its spaceship looks, extraordinary range, expansive cabin, and rocket boost acceleration, it won't take you to space. It brings space to you. Introducing the 3-row, all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 9 with class-leading interior space.
I'm glad that everybody is praying for the allegedly evil high school girl, but it doesn't end there. A gut-wrenching, tearful eulogy goes down. You've got to hear this.
For those of you who do not know me, my name is Sarah, and I am Kristen Brock's daughter and James Brock's stepdaughter. This isn't easy. I don't know if any of you do this all the time, but I'm really happy I get to do this. But just bear with me because I stutter a lot. I just wanted to say goodbye to my mom and
Just doesn't seem real.
I was so used to you guys always being here to the point that I never once thought to imagine y'all not being here. I didn't have a single clue how much I needed y'all until now.
That's from Kristen Dowda's Facebook. I'm sorry. I was distracted because I'm trying to count how many times she said me, I, me, during a eulogy for her parents. And I heard a lot of, but I didn't see any actual tears and definitely no.
I love it when she does that.
An all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. But before I go to Katie Forrester, Exclusives editor, U.S. Sun investigative reporter, let me first start with Dr. William Maroney, renowned medical examiner, toxicologist, pathologist, opioid treatment expert, author of American Narcan, and so much more. Dr. Maroney, why did she say apparent gunshot wounds? When people are shot multiple times, you know it. You walk into a room, I've done it, gone into a crime scene, and somebody's head is basically blown off, or they're shot and their chest is wide open, or their intestines are hanging out. I mean, you know, you don't have to be a medical examiner like you or a toxicologist or a pathologist to know somebody's been shot.
The adjective or the adverb that you would use, apparent, is completely inappropriate. It doesn't address scientific frankness and truth, period.
Okay, you know what? I could have gotten any guy on the street to say it's not true. Okay. Could you, you're the medical examiner. I was expecting something medically.
Okay, medically, we have blunt force injuries, we have sharp force injuries, and we have gunshot wounds that we consider contact or not contact. And the only time we ever use the word apparent is if somebody is burnt to a crisp and you can't figure out whether the hole is a hole from a bullet or a hole from other trauma. When we have gunshot wounds, the first thing we do is we look closely at the clothes and closely at the skin. And if there's char that goes around the wound, that means that the gun was contact on the skin. That is never an accident. It's premeditated and it's homicide. After that, you may have some blowback on clothes, but contact gunshot wounds are really important because they show intent and motive. What we see people add adjectives and add adverbs to distract, and we want to use candor. Candor is truth with direction. And we didn't get truth
now
with
that
direction.
is much more than I get off a guy on the street. Bottom line, Maroney, isn't it true that when a victim like these two, a mom and dad, are shot in their own room multiple times, even a lawyer like me, a trial lawyer, can walk in and see they were shot? It doesn't take a PhD and a specialty in toxicology and pathology to figure that out. It's very clear. What do you know about the wounds to these two victims? A very loving mom and dad. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask Katie about this. The dad was waiting on a heart transplant, and he was still cutting the grass or vacuuming at the local church. Very, very loving to the alleged evil high school girl stepdaughter. So, Dr. Maroney, what can you tell me about their injuries?
I think the multiple gunshots is always telling versus a single gunshot. It totally relates to some kind of crime of passion. There's a lot of hatred. There's a disruption. This may actually be a sign of mental illness, or I hate to use the term drug addiction.
Dear Lord in heaven, you've been on your own.
Okay, I'm back. Is that Joseph Scott Morgan?
No, it's not him. I can't think of what his name is. Can you see on here? It's not him. It's a. Oh gosh.
Let's see if she's got it. I can never remember what he looks like.
Yeah, he's got really, really white hair and wears glasses. He's kind of got a tan and.
I had to get
very
I
well
get
kept.
some seltzer water. It's like, oh,
Does that help?
a little
Can
bit.
you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Does that water help?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, my microphone's low.
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
So it's just, well, I don't know who this is, but somebody, did they say?
Yeah. And I've heard of him. I just can't think of what his name is.
Let me just rewind. Let's hear this then.
Number one. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Sarah's 5-year-old sister finds their parents, Kristen and James Brock, in their bedroom violently shot to death. Police discover no sign of forced entry.
What happened to two very loving parents? A little 5-year-old sister finds her parents shot dead. Listen.
On the morning of February 20th, 2025, deputies with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office responded to a tragic scene at 1531 Carrollton Tyus Road. They discovered the bodies of James Brock, 45, and Kristen Brock, 41, both deceased from apparent gunshot wounds. Our prayers remain with the families of James and Kristen Brock, and especially with their young daughter who was home during this horrific crime. We also want to extend our heartfelt thanks to the community that has rallied for justice and has never given up hope.
I'm glad that everybody is praying for the allegedly evil high school girl, but it doesn't end there. A gut-wrenching, tearful eulogy goes down. You've got to hear this.
Oh, before I forget to tell you, Triple L, for those that are watching that don't know, I am disabled. I have a number of physical disabilities, along with, fibromyalgia, and I do have to spend, a fair amount of time resting and so forth. So, and my birthday is coming up here on the 11th. So I was talking with my mom, and it's like, I could really use a new mattress. Like, this one's just had its day. And so today she ordered me one. She surprised me and ordered me one.
I was going to ask you off camera about it, or offline. That's good.
Yeah.
When will it be there?
2 days.
Awesome.
So it should be here by, probably Thursday or Friday.
I bet that will make such a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully, so
I
I
can't
can
sleep
be up and
comfortably. I'm just a booger bear.
yeah. Me too. And with fibromyalgia,
Yeah.
it's
so
so
sore
important.
already.
Yeah. So this will help a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
hoping
glad.
with allowing me to be more functional.
Right. I'm sure you'll rest so much better. You're probably going to be like, oh my gosh.
And it's like this. Oh gosh, I'll have to pull it up and show you what it is in a little bit. But it's like it's not top of the line. Like it's
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have
like
to be.
$200, but
I'm sure it's going to be way better.
it's like that memory foam,
Oh, yeah.
hyperallergenic,
Those are
like
good.
some temperature reduction, which, oh my God, if you're a female, you know what I'm talking about when we need something that's not hot.
Well, mine says it's supposed to be a cooling one also, that topper that I got, it's all memory foam and all that. Well, it doesn't cool me off at all.
Really?
No.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, it doesn't help in that area. Maybe hopefully yours will be a little bit better.
Maybe, but we're also coming into the cold season here too, so.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah. All right, back to it. I just wanted to say that before I forgot.
Okay, back to business.
Back to it.
Some of you do not know me. My name is Sarah, and I'm Kristen Brock's daughter and James Brock's stepdaughter. This isn't easy. I don't know if any of you do this all the time, but I'm really happy I get to do this. Just bear with me because I stutter a lot. I just wanted to say goodbye to my mom and Jamie since we never got the chance to. I was so used to you guys always being here to me that I never once thought to imagine y'all not being here. I didn't have a single clue how much I needed y'all until now.
And that's from Kristen Dowda's Facebook. I'm sorry. I was distracted because I'm trying to count how many times she said me. I.
There's like Nancy Grace on. Woo!
I love her.
Girl.
She's so funny.
Okay, we're going back to normal speed for you, girl.
Right.
Me. During a eulogy for her parents, and I heard a lot of, but I didn't see any actual tears and definitely no snot. With me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. But before I go to Katie Forrester, Exclusives editor, U.S. Sun investigative reporter, let me first start with Dr. William Maroney, renowned medical examiner, toxicologist, pathologist, opioid treatment expert, author of American Narcan. And
what'd you say?
I couldn't remember what he was, but it's the medical examiner. My mind was just blank earlier.
Yeah. she's a good one to have in this case.
Yes.
So much more. Dr. Maroney, why did she say apparent gunshot wounds? When people are shot multiple.
Also want to add, when we read through the PCA on the last live, it listed that she had suspected also not only gunshot wounds, but had also assaulted them with the weapon.
You know, females usually aren't the ones who do stuff like that, in my opinion.
Typically, no. Statistically, it's not. I mean, if you look at it, like their weapons of choice are more medicinal.
Yeah, and then but the aggressive behavior after the unaliving is kind of strange for female, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The beating up part of it.
The what?
The beating part of it, but maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of seems weird for a girl.
It's totally out of character when you statistically when you look at it.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the fact that they haven't even disclosed whether or not they have the weapon. As far as we know, they don't have it. But yeah.
Times, you know it. You walk into a room, I've done it, gone into a crime scene, and somebody's head is basically blown off, or they're shot and their chest is wide open, or their intestines are hanging out. I mean, you know, you don't have to be a medical examiner like you or a toxicologist or a pathologist to know somebody's been shot.
The adjective or the adverb that you would use, apparent, is completely inappropriate. It doesn't address scientific frankness and truth, period.
Okay, you know what? I could have gotten any guy on the street to say it's not true. Okay.
Despite its spaceship looks,
I know.
extraordinary.
There we go.
You're the medical examiner. I was expecting something medically.
Okay, medically, we have blunt force injuries, we have sharp force injuries, and we have gunshot wounds that we consider contact or not contact. And the only time we ever use the word apparent is if somebody is burnt to a crisp and you can't figure out whether the hole is a hole from a bullet or a hole from other trauma. When we have gunshot wounds, the first thing we do is we look closely at the clothes and closely at the skin. And if there's char that goes around the wound, that means that the gun was contact on the skin. That is never an accident. It's premeditated and it's homicide. After that, you may have some blowback on clothes, but contact gunshot wounds are really important because they show intent and motive. What we see people add adjectives and add adverbs to distract, and we want to use candor. Candor is truth with direction. And we didn't get truth
now
with
that
direction.
is much more than I get off a guy on the street. Bottom line, Maroney, isn't it true that when a victim like these two, mom and dad, are shot in their own room multiple times, even a lawyer like me, a trial lawyer, can walk in and see they were shot? It doesn't take a PhD and a specialty in toxicology and pathology to figure that out. It's very clear. What do you know about the wounds to these two victims? A very loving mom and dad. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask Katie about this. The dad was waiting on a heart transplant, and he was still cutting the grass or vacuuming at the local church. Very, very loving to the alleged evil high school girl stepdaughter. So, Dr. Maroney, what can you tell me about their injuries?
I think the multiple gunshots is always telling versus a single gunshot. It totally relates to some kind of crime of passion. There's a lot of hatred. There's a disruption. This may actually be a sign of mental illness, or I hate to use the term drug addiction.
Dear Lord in heaven, You've been on your opioid bus for way too long. Maroney has a bus, put his money where his mouth is, and he travels to enlighten and help and treat opioid addicts, saving a lot of lives. Okay, Dr. Maroney, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you a medical examiner? That's a yes, no, Maroney. A medical examiner,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, Maroney. It's a yes,
Okay,
Maroney.
that means you have a medical degree, correct?
That's a yes, Maroney. Yes.
Okay, and you are a toxicologist and a pathologist, correct?
I work with forensic toxicology, and my work is pathology, but I'm not the pathologist. I'm a medical examiner. Same, close.
Okay. At any point, did you receive your PhD in psychology or psychiatry?
No, but I own a clinic.
So you're trying to tell me right now, by multiple gunshot.
I'm sorry, and I probably shouldn't be laughing, but
Well, she's funny.
He's making me laugh. He's like, no,
Oh,
but I
is
own
he
a
being
clinic.
silly?
Yeah. Oh. Goodness.
When the body's literally hanging open, that you can tell me there was a mental illness on the part of the shooter. How just plain out mean girl.
Behavioral problems. The kids today are so messed up between COVID and
dear
TikTok,
Lord.
violence, and just we mental illness cannot be.
You just threw COVID in the bag with TikTok.
I did.
I don't think they're similar at all. By the way, I'm
Yeah.
putting you on TikTok tonight. Okay, so you're going to be on TikTok, Dr.
my
Maroney.
God,
You know what?
please do.
Let's just get a grip on reality really quickly. First of all, I'm going to go back to Maroney when I need a medical opinion. Katie Forrester is with us, assistant exclusives editor, U.S. Sun. She covers true crime all the time and is intimately versed in this case. Katie Forrester, please enlighten us about the murders themselves. Let me be more specific. The injury sustained by this mom and dad.
They're horrific. I mean, I think you put it right there where you said there's a lot of me in the posts that she'd done since then, the way she'd acted. There's a lot of narcissism there. Obviously, she has pleaded not guilty. And we know the Menendez brothers, we've seen this happen before where someone has murdered their own parents. Usually they cannot help but confide in someone. It seems she didn't. If she do this, her friends and family are supporting her. She's sending text messages, thanking them for their support. There's a lot of, there's certainly something mental going on.
Katie Forrester, look at your monitor. I want to see the video again with all the black coming down her face and all the snot. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I didn't see any of that at the funeral.
Yeah.
Guys, let's take another tiny listen to Miss Thing giving her parents' eulogy. Notice there's no black mascara and eyeliner just streaming down her face. And by the way, that video you just saw is from Kristen Dowda's Facebook. Let's watch.
So I just want to point out, I couldn't help when I looked at, those that, they show, and in other videos, they show that video of Sarah crying like that.
Uh-huh.
I just keep thinking, I don't know if that's just like, is she talented enough to do that kind of makeup? Or is that legit?
Like the black stuff?
Yeah, like is she talented enough to paint her face like that?
Oh, I think
Or
what it is, it's just smeared like mascara or eyeliner is what
Well-
I just thought it was. No?
I mean, yeah, but I just was like, that's an awful lot of mascara.
Well, if
I
you
mean, she
put
must have been piling it on.
I'm thinking like if you go put it on fresh and do all that, it will look like that because it's not dry. I mean,
Right.
mine would. So I'm wondering, I don't know. I could see it doing that, I think.
I mean, mine did when I was younger too. But just the amount kind of caught me like, really?
I'm sure she did something to make it look more, worse.
Yeah.
These people that on TikTok that do this makeup, the stuff they do is just It's wild.
Yeah.
Like, I
I'm sure
wish I could
people
do
on
that.
TikTok do like tutorials and stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like,
there's there's a YouTuber. What's her name? I love her makeup. But she does makeup and I wouldn't say true crime. She does it's like makeup and murder mysteries.
uh-huh. I don't think I've seen it.
I can't think of her name. I love her makeup. But anyways, my point is I was just looking at those like, girl's got a lot of mascara. I don't know.
I'm sure she did something.
I don't know if that's legit or not, but who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
James, thank you for all the life lessons you taught me and for being the best bonus dad ever. Your heart will finally be healed in heaven and neither of y'all will be in any pain anymore. Although that gives me so much comfort, your fight was not supposed to end there.
I've got to analyze her words. By the way, in the first tiny clip I showed you, that's from Kristen Dowd's Facebook. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm not through counting. And just 2 sentences, 3 sentences, 11 times I or me. Now we're hearing more. For James, that's her stepfather. Thank you for all the life lessons you taught me and being the best, funnest 1920 dad.
Bailey Sarian. That's the one. I'll post her link in YouTube.
Yeah,
She's the one that does I love her.
I'll have to check it out. I like to watch
And
people
ever,
doing makeup.
your-
What's that?
I like to watch the people do the makeup. I can't do it like they do it.
Oh gosh, no, can I? Bailey is like a professional though.
I'll have to check her out. I like to get little ideas.
But it's fun that she combines the two best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's
Where'd my
interesting.
mouse go?
Heart will finally be healed in heaven. Okay, and you will not be in pain anymore. Okay, one more tiny listen.
And for my mother, everything we went through does not define what kind of person or what kind of mother you were. You were a beautiful, kind soul with so much gratitude and so gosh, James, trauma. And you taught me so many life lessons, and some that you just recently taught me through a letter you sent to James in 2018. When I first read it, I smiled, I cried, and I got chill bumps. But every single time I read it, it puts me to a lot of peace.
Here's something most drivers don't know. The older your car, the cheaper your insurance should be. If you're
There you see a gut-wrenching eulogy by a daughter left orphan after her mom and stepdad are brutally murdered. That was from Kristen Dowd's Facebook. Katie Forrester, describe to me where mom and stepdad were murdered.
So they were murdered in their home. It was in the middle of the night. And the most disturbing thing about this story, apart from the fact that somebody might murder their own parents, is that the 5-year-old daughter of Kristen was the one to discover the bodies. I mean, it's horrific. I can't imagine, whether she would remember this growing up or, whether she's going to have trauma counseling. If Sarah Grace Patrick did do this, the fact that she would let her younger daughter find the bodies is just beyond. So yeah, they were brutally
Listen,
murdered.
you're absolutely right, Katie. Take a listen.
My 5-year-old niece was then woke up to find their parents lifeless. The trauma this innocent child will carry for the rest of her life is unfathomable.
On the morning of Thursday, February 20th, the 5-year-old daughter of Jamie and Kristen Brock goes to her parents' bedroom to wake them up. Not understanding what she sees, the child runs to her older sister, 16-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick, who immediately calls 911. The 5-year-old has discovered her mother and father dead in their bed, their bodies riddled with bullets. On the phone with 911, Sarah Grace tells the dispatcher the bodies are cold to the touch, past the need to do CPR.
Fox 5 Atlanta. Please join us on our mission to find missing people, especially children, to solve unsolved homicides. If you're on the go, catch us on your favorite podcast app where you can get all of our content where we, in our own way, seek justice.
Days after the murder, Sarah begins posting tearful TikToks and sends messages to true crime influencers asking them to look into the death of her parents, claiming it would be a really big hit.
Maybe I'm projecting, but when I became a crime victim, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, much less post on TikTok. Joining me right now is a very special guest who we are calling Janice. You may know her as allegedly, reportedly on TikTok. Janice, thank you for being with us. You were approached, we believe, by Sarah Grace Patrick. What happened?
That is correct. On June 3rd, I got a message from Sarah Grace Patrick that just said, search up the Brock case. And the only Brock that came to my mind was Brock Turner. So I asked, what Brock case? And she explained that it was the unsolved murders of her parents, as she put it. I later learned it was her mother and stepfather. On June 3rd, she asked me to shine a light on this case. On June 4th, she offered to email me photos of the victims and her version of events. On June 5th, I did post a video about this unsolved case, and Sarah Grace began commenting on that video.
Tell me about the video that you posted.
I posted a video similar to any video I would post about an unsolved case. I had compassion for this young girl that lost her parents, and I just wanted to do anything I could to spread awareness. So I laid out the facts that there were and asked if anyone had information to get in touch with law enforcement.
Their children found them no longer alive. I cannot imagine the trauma. This case is still unsolved, and it needs more attention, and it needs closure. This is James and Kristen Brock. James, 45 years old, and Kristen, 41 years old, were a beloved couple in Carroll County, Georgia. They were active in their church, and their friends and family just absolutely adored them. But on
Hey, Triple L, are you there? Do you follow allegedly, reportedly on TikTok? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
I
Do you
guess
follow her?
Every time if I move away from the microphone, you can't hear me. I'm gonna check if I am, because I can't remember if I am or not. I'm gonna look right now.
Okay, because I'd like to see her videos on this case.
Yeah. I haven't been on TikTok in forever until we were looking at
I
this
don't
stuff.
really go on there. Hardly.
Like I told
February
you, I
20th,
can't get on there
2025,
because
their lives were...
I lose my
What's
life.
that? What's
I
that?
told you the other day I can't get on there because I lose so many hours.
Oh, yeah. I believe ya.
Cut short. And like I said, it was their children that found them. Early that morning, their children made a horrifying discovery. To my understanding, the 5-year-old first went into the room, noticed something was off, and she went and got her 16-year-old sister, who went into the room, tried to wake her parents up, and when she touched her mother's hand, she saw that it was cold. So she called 911, and they came out. And unfortunately, there was nothing that could be done. James and Kristen were gone. Allegedly, there were no signs of forced entry. Nothing was missing from the home, and the weapon that had been used could not be located. So it was determined that this was not a case where one of them took the other one's life and then took their own.
So, Janice, you were fed all those facts by whom?
By Sarah Grace. There had been very little coverage so far, so I took what she told me at face value. Again, I viewed her as this poor child. I can't imagine being in that situation. And then a month later, I was shocked.
You know, I'm very curious. Did you ever see her many, many TikToks that she posted about her parents' murders?
I did, and I have to be honest. I think I can lean too heavily into compassion and empathy, but my husband immediately felt that something was off with this girl. I told him that he should have more empathy. How could he think that? But between her videos and the email that she sent me and the way that she said in her message,
That video really just say, I just want my mama.
And I am
Really?
following her on TikTok, and she's got quite a few videos about her on there.
Good. But on this, what Nancy Grace showed, I just want my mama.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She didn't call her mom.
Right.
Girl.
lean too heavily into compassion and empathy, but my husband immediately felt that something was off with this girl. I
call
told
my
him that
mom.
he should have more empathy. How could he think that? But
I just want
between
my
her
mama.
videos and the email that she sent me and the way that she said in her messages to me, this will be a big hit. He said something smells funny, and I just said no.
What's that?
Oh, I was just like, what is wrong with her lip? In the other picture, it looked like something was stuck up in there.
Oh.
You can go ahead. I was just being silly about it.
Oh.
So, maybe we just don't remember what it's like to be a teenager and we don't know how a teenager would react to this. But looking back, I should have seen so many red flags.
Okay, wait a minute. She actually said to you, quote, this will be a big hit. What will be a big hit?
Yes. When she was asking me to make a video, she said this will be a big hit. Hardly anyone has covered it. The one person that did is the #1 search result on Google. So why in the world, if your parents' lives were taken, why would you be thinking about views, whether they're your own or someone else's? It should only be about awareness and answers. So that one I do regret not seeing as a red flag immediately, but yes, she said this will be a big hit.
So Katie Forrester joining us, Exclusives editor, covering true crime. Katie, how many TikToks did this girl post?
Many, I think dozens over the time. There are a lot of, like you said, me posts, attention seeking. I mean, as somebody who's lost a parent, this is just not how you act when you lose a parent. A lot of
right. You know what? That's an interesting point, Katie Forrester. And
at least I'm not alone on that one.
Our new psychiatrist, Dr. William Maroney. But let me stick with the tried and true. Dr. Sue Kornbluth joining us, family relationship expert, owner of Dr. Sue and You, author of Building Self-Esteem in Children and Teens.
Despite its spaceship looks,
Really? Sorry. Let's wait for it.
Dr. Sue, thank you for being with us. Now, is that normal? And of course, normal doesn't really apply when both of your parents have been murdered under the roof with you down the hall asleep, along with your little sister. Is that normal for a crime victim like Sarah Grace Patrick to start posting endless TikToks and saying things like, hey, post this and it'll be a big hit. It's #1 on Google.
I mean, Nancy, come on, but between you and I, that sounds absolutely ridiculous. And it is. When you're grieving the loss of your parent, most times teens will grieve quietly inside themselves. They will sleep a lot. They will, have symptoms of stomach problems or headaches or things like that. They'll go into some kind of isolation because grieving as a teen is very difficult. They're not in normal situations going on TikTok or calling reporters to post a story that sensationalizes the death of their parents. It's absolutely not normal.
I'm just thinking through the crime scene. They were found in their bedroom.
Triple L, do you have Sarah Grace TikTok?
Yeah.
I'm going to need to check that out afterwards. I can't do it when I'm live because it'll override all of the video.
Yeah.
And you'll hear like the cross. I need to remind myself to.
When police arrived, the mom and stepdad both cold to the touch. Dr. William Maroney, back in your wheelhouse. Let's keep it that way. Dr. Maroney, guys, renowned medical examiner and author of American Narcan. Dr. Maroney, what does that mean, that they were already ice cold to the touch?
At the time they were discovered, they were ambient temperature. That's, 72, 73, 74 degrees.
Wait, what? How long were they deceased?
I think it was a little bit, right? What did
Well, I
they
know
say?
that they said that she slept, supposedly slept through it.
Yeah,
But that 911 call was placed like sometime after 1 a.m.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
I'm sorry, I didn't pay
No.
attention to that part of it. That's weird.
That's an actually pretty cold body temperature.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be something up about all the time and everything, I bet. How
Well, they'll do a timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure it doesn't match her timeline.
Yeah, well, probably won't.
Usually doesn't, does it?
Your body's 98.6. When your temperature in the room is 72, 73, 74 degrees, and the body temperature is 98, you're looking at about 19, 22, 23 degree drop. That takes about 3 hours. 3 hours between when they were shot and when they were discovered.
So about 3 hours. We know they were in their bedroom. We know there was, we believe there was the air conditioner going, but it was around 71 to 73 degrees. That's not cold. So how would that ambient temp in the room affect the temperature of the bodies, or would it?
A really good medical exam scene will have an ambient temperature and a skin temperature, and then they'll do a core temperature into the abdomen or liver. And that will also show you how fast the temperature is dropping with air conditioning. I still guess, if
Okay, what did you just say? You said get a temp in the abdomen. Do you have to slice the body open to do that?
No, you stick a needle in, stick a probe, and they'll see what temperature the liver is, and then you'll say the outside of the body's this, and the inside of the body's this, and you'll still come up with 3 or 3.5.
Triple L, did you watch the Alex Murdaugh trial?
Yes.
So do you remember, the coroner, I guess, his way of taking that temperature?
Gosh, was it under the armpit?
Mm-hmm. Literally sticking his hand under the armpit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, mouse. Run away, mouse. There we are. Really? Stop that.
Half hours.
There we are.
They were discovered at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the police got there. They were probably shot between 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, just after midnight.
Can I say, Dr. Maroney, please? Guys, Dr. Maroney, I was pulling your leg earlier about you not being a psychiatrist.
I'm going to rewind
Dr.
that
Maroney,
for a second.
Police got there. They were probably shot between and they'll see what temperature the liver is, and then you'll say the outside of the body's this, and the inside of the body's this, and you'll still come up with 3 or 3.5 hours. They were discovered at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the police got there. They were probably shot between 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, just after midnight.
Oh, so my bad. I'm sorry about that.
What?
What I thought that the 911 call was placed.
Oh, okay.
So they got. I must have confused the two.
It's okay. We're still kind of trying to figure it all out.
can I say, Dr. Maroney, please? Guys, Dr. Maroney, I was pulling your leg earlier about you not being a psychiatrist. Dr. Maroney, you're brilliant. And I know that all of that is SOP, standard operating procedure for you. You just reel it off. But to the rest of us, what you do and the way you do it and the way you explain it is amazing. Because, see, I was thinking as a layperson that the temp of the room, the ambient temperature in the room would affect the temp of the body. Why do I care? Because I'm trying to figure out when they were killed. And I've got a reason for that. It's probative. It means something to me. And I just learned how you can put a needle, a probe into the abdomen, get the internal organ temp, then you compute with the body temp, the skin temp, you factor in the ambient temp, and you get how long they've been dead. And this is why I'm asking to Ryan Brown, joining us, veteran criminal defense attorney at jryanbrownlaw.com. Ryan, what would you do if the perp had murdered her mother and stepfather and then just went back to her room and pulled the covers up and waited for her little sister to prance in there, Mommy, Daddy, wake up, and find their head blown off? So she laid there for how long? That's when Maroney comes in. 2 or 3 hours she laid there and just waited. It's like waiting to go in on Christmas morning and see what's in your stocking. She just laid there and waited for the little sister to find her mom and dad dead.
Yeah, the first thing I'm saying anytime is we have no idea.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
She doesn't sugarcoat it.
No, she doesn't. It's Nancy.
Yeah.
She's never going to sugarcoat it.
Idea whether she was the one that shot them or not. So starting any question with that, we don't know that to be true yet. And the second thing I'm doing as her lawyer is going through these victims' past and finding somebody we can blame for this, right? Who else had the motive? Who else had a dispute with these folks? Who else had beef with them in some way? And that's going to be my strategy the entire time, is reminding people as frequently as possible. We have no idea whether she's the one that pulled the trigger yet, and we're looking for other suspects that we can point the finger at, as if some other dude did it defense as the case proceeds.
Okay, you know, Ryan Brown, that's something I like about you. You just put it out there. I'm looking for somebody else to blame, people. You just said it, and it's true. And every good defense attorney knows it. You won't say that in front of the jury. Hey, we're looking for anybody to blame here. But you're right. Nothing has been proven. This so-called evil high school girl is innocent. As we go to air tonight, she is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I'm very, very curious to Janice, a well-known TikToker under the name allegedly, reportedly. I love that. Janice, when you interacted with Sarah Grace Patrick, what was her demeanor? I mean, I see all the crying, snotting, eyeliner photos she posted, but what were your interactions with her?
She just came off as desperate for people to cover this case. And what I find very interesting, I've heard a lot of victim blaming going on, but everything Sarah Grace told me about her parents is that they were wonderful. They were amazing people. So she came across as someone who lost two people that she treasured.
Carroll County Sheriff's Department are on the scene in minutes and begin looking over the scene that doesn't show any sign of forced entry, just a door that seems a bit ajar. Investigators spent all day at the home, combing the residence for evidence, speaking with neighbors, and searching for surveillance video.
The brutality of these murders is not in dispute. My family and I have seen the death certificates, and although we are not aware of exactly how many shots were fired, we do know that there were multiple gunshots to both Jamie and Kristen.
Our friends at Fox 5 Atlanta. Owie, Ryan Brown. No forced entry, nothing stolen, no sex attack, nothing. So someone just walks into the home. I mean, you're looking for somebody to blame. The SOD defense, SOD, some other dude did it. What are you going to do with that? They didn't steal the car. They didn't steal the TV, the video recorder, the diamond rings, and then no cash, no guns, nothing's taken, nothing's missing. So the phantom creeps in, or maybe he flew in. Maybe it's a she. You know what? Let's go with Ninja dressed all in black, like Jodi Arias claimed. Ninja dressed all in black sneaks in on Tito's. Doesn't take anything, doesn't anybody, doesn't even steal the car, doesn't make a sound, no forced entry, kills mom and dad and leaves. That's your theory.
So the Saudi defense, you've got it. I find it to be very unsuccessful unless you can really pinpoint somebody. In a case like this, the defense has got to find somebody that was known to the victims, because that would help explain the no forced entry as well, right? Who did they know that they would have welcomed into the home? Maybe not welcomed, but would have maybe let in the house, or would have had access to the house, or known their way around the house, that had some sort of motive. I think just saying, hey, state, prove it wasn't anybody random is going to be unsuccessful, but they're going to have to really pinpoint someone with motive that could have entered the house without forced entry, would have had no motive to commit a sexual act of violence or a robbery or anything like that, and say, okay, state, now the burden's on you. We've given you these alternative suspects or two. Now you rule them out.
So Ryan Brown, you're completely correct. And even under U.S. Supreme Court rulings and in this jurisdiction, Georgia Supreme Court rulings, the defense can't just say.
So we heard, I think it was in the interview that the bio dad did with Law and Crime. I think that was the one. It's either the bio dad or her grandfather. One of them said that they didn't always lock their door. So sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. So that is a possibility. But then to also think somebody broke into the house, the bio dad said that he looked at the door and it looked to him like somebody broke it in.
Yeah.
But again, from what I saw, it just looked like a normal door frame to me. But
it's these ninjas. That's a good thing to start calling these people ninjas.
Yeah. Yeah. The ninjas.
Mm-hmm. The
They're
ninja.
sod. They're sod. Some other dudes.
Oh, well, there were some other break-ins in the area, so that was them. No, you're right. You got to have a particular person to blame. Here's a great example. Brian Kohberger was desperately looking for somebody else to blame, and now we find out he planned to blame one of the victim's friends. Yeah, and crucify that innocent person. Yeah, there has to be a person. You just can't go in and claim, hey, we think the burglar from down the street did it. He's never been apprehended, but I'm pretty sure it was him. You can't put that to a jury. You're right, Ryan Brown. You got to have a specific, some other dude did it. But then, as you know, Ryan, the suspect's behavior before, during, and after the incident can come before the jury. I hope you're sitting down for this. Listen.
Sarah Grace Patrick spends a lot of time on TikTok creating content and asking for other influencers to keep the case alive and solve the murders of her mother and stepdad as weeks drag by with no arrest. She's engaging with true crime creators in an effort to get them to cover the story. The odd grab for attention is not lost on family members who now see many things Sarah Grace has done as red flags.
So while she's busy TikToking Ryan Brown, how do you think a jury, if there ever is one, is going to respond to her spending all of her time in full hair and makeup, TikToking, oh, of course, except for the ones where she gets in full hair and makeup and then starts crying and snotting. Remember, she had to put on all that hair and makeup before she could cry it all off. So in the days following Mommy and Daddy's assassination in the home with her down the hall, she gets in full hair and makeup and then cries it off on TikTok. How do you think that'll set, Ryan Brown?
Well, I think it's going to be very important for the jury to know, hey, look, we're talking about victim blaming. There's been a lot of that. She's a victim in our theory of this case. Blame her for how she's grieving. We're not going to blame her for how she's acting, how she's dressing, how she's crying, whether there's snot, tears, sniffles, whatever it may be. She's a victim too. Her parent, step-parent were murdered. Don't judge. Don't blame her for how she's reacting. Don't put the blame on this. She is a 16-year-old. Nobody on the jury is a 16-year-old. You don't know how a 16-year-old is going to grieve. Let's focus on the real issue here.
I can remember. I remember being 16. And even at 16, the highlight of my day is when my mom would pull up the driveway and toot the horn coming home from work. Yeah, I remember that. And if there ever is a jury trial, they're going to remember that too. And Janice, didn't you just tell us? Janice is allegedly, reportedly on TikTok, who was approached by Sarah Grace Patrick, no question about it, saying, hey, can I get a little PR about my mom and dad's brutal murder? It'll be a really big hit. It's #1 on Google. Janice, isn't that true?
Absolutely. And then she began commenting things on the video I posted. Someone asked what weapon was used in this crime, and she replied with a gun emoji. Someone said that, from an investigative standpoint, it seems like this would have been someone that knew the family. And Sarah Grace replied and said, it sure would seem like it because they knew the house. Very haunting.
Oh man. You know what? Every once in a while, Chris Byers joining me, PI, private investigator, owner of Byers Investigative Services, former police chief, Johns Creek, Georgia. Chris Byers, don't you love it when heaven just drops evidence in your lap? You don't even have to look for it. Come on. You just heard Janice, AKA, also known as allegedly, reportedly on TikTok, where basically Sarah Grace Patrick is giving the police all the information as if they couldn't find it themselves. They did, but had to be somebody that knew the house, had to be somebody that'd been in there before, puts a little gun emoji when someone asked what was the murder weapon, which, by the way, was never found. Chris Byers, she might as well just give an all-out confession.
Yeah, absolutely. Very narcissistic and wants to be the center of attention. And she just laid out everything that the police needed. Of course, like you said, they would have found it anyway. That would be the first things that they're looking at. But yeah, thank you for helping us out, making our investigation even easier.
Another issue is then, in the midst of all of this, the eulogy begins to be analyzed online. The eulogy that Sarah Grace Patrick.
Hang on. Triple L?
Yes.
Have you followed the Barry Morphew case?
A little bit. Yeah. I know they were having some hearing today, right?
Yeah, I didn't notice. What is that? It's a bail hearing.
Oh, a bail hearing?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about it, but I mean, I have, I kept up with it, but it's not one like I know everything about it,
God,
but I'm glad they finally arrested him.
Yeah. I'm going to do this. For those that like to follow court, I'm going to recommend follow this account on X.
Okay.
She does amazing trial coverage. And
Okay.
she'll do like
What is her name? Oh,
it's under Lexi the Law Nerd on X.
okay. I see it now.
And she does she'll tweet out like at the end of the day
Oh yeah, I
cliff
see.
notes and bullet points.
I like it when people do that, so you don't have to sit through the whole day if you don't want to.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing. But she did post a link on her X for somebody covering the Barry Morphew hearing. It's one I need to look into.
Yeah.
Okay, back at it.
So gut-wrenchingly delivered about her parents. Listen.
Sarah Grace Patrick's eulogy is captured on cell phone camera, and many who watch it suggest the speech is a red flag. Jamie Brock's niece, Kristen Dowda, says she sat in the front row during the service, and even though Sarah Grace's voice sounded like she was crying, Kristen never saw a tear. Kristen Dowda finds the cell phone video online and shares it on her personal Facebook page.
Commercials galore.
Katie Forrester
today.
joining us, investigative reporter, assistant exclusives editor. What did you observe and what was noticed by others regarding her eulogy? I mean, that takes technical legal term. You may not be familiar with this, Katie Forrester. Balls the size of coconuts to get up on that stage and eulogize the parents that police believe she murdered in cold blood as they're asleep.
I mean, I think there are a lot of teenagers that wouldn't even be able to get up to speak regardless, even if they hadn't have murdered their own parents. I think it takes a lot of confidence to get up there. So to then get up there and make most of the speech about yourself, and then also at the end, the thing that police had mentioned was that at the end she said something like, "I'm sorry," or she said sorry, and that was sort of out of place. And officials have said that that was another red flag. Just the way she spoke about them and the way she was talking about herself during it. And I cannot imagine what it must have been like for people watching that who were already suspicious of her, because we know that the parents, their family and friends were already thinking that she may be responsible.
That looks
to
like
Dr. William Maroney joining us, renowned medical examiner, toxicologist, opioid treatment expert, and author. Dr. Maroney, I want to
that picture they just showed. That looked like it would have been like a senior photo.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. So she must have gone through senior photos after that too.
Well, I'm sure she
Doing
did.
the
Anything
whole-
for a photo shoot.
Wow.
She's not going to pass that up, huh?
No. Wow.
Again, I want to come back to the wounds. With gunshot wounds, how would you determine if there were defensive wounds? What I'm getting at, doctor, is were they executed in their sleep, or did they wake up and try to protect themselves?
Because we have sheets and blankets, you would have arms covered. If gunshot residue is on hands, then they tried to protect themselves and there were defensive posturing. If somebody has a plain, simple, frank, uncomplicated char gunshot wound to the chest and there's no gunshot residue on hands, there was no defensive posturing.
Okay, I know at the risk of being called very slow. Could you say that again? I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. How can you tell if there were defensive wounds?
If they test the hands of the victims and the hands of the victims have gunshot residue on them, but the hands were in the bed, then it's just like this truffle powder. There's powder that's gunshot powder, nitrates, sulfurs on the victim's hands. The hands were up. If the hands are under sheets and blankets and there's no powder on the hands, then they were shot. Plain, simple, frank execution without any defensive posturing.
You know, this came up in the Brian Kohberger case. Dr. Maroney, we were originally led to believe that all four of those beautiful young University of Idaho students were all murdered in their sleep. Then we find out after the plea deal that they fought for their lives. Many of them fought for their lives. And two One, Kelly Gonsalves, was stabbed so many times in the face, she was disfigured. Another victim got up to 50 stab wounds. They were not killed in their sleep, as if that's somehow better. If this mom and dad had been murdered in their sleep, what would you have expected to find at the scene?
Very clearly, the gunshot on the skin would have had no barriers, no resistance. And you'll find a round, charred, like tattoo shaped exactly like the muzzle and the barrel of the gun. It gets so hot, it burns on the skin, burns the shape of the gun on a contact wound.
He's
And
very good at explaining things.
You can
He is.
brush off. It's burned. That would be a wound that has absolutely no defensive posturing. Something, plus when the round enters the body in a contact wound, gas from the barrel goes in and it spreads the skin. We call it a stellate lesion. Stellate means star-like. It's kind of a Latin term. And those
It's
stellate
also
lesions
on the back
prove that you
behind him.
press that gun
Has
onto
some like
the
Albert
chest
Einstein
or the
stuff going on
abdomen,
there.
and you blew gas into the
Say it again. I'm sorry.
as it goes in. Those are no defense.
Behind him,
Uh-huh.
it's like, I mean, is there? I said there's like Albert Einstein stuff going
Oh,
on
yeah,
back
there
here.
is, huh?
I mean, there's an
He's
email address.
probably
and
a
stuff, but
professor.
I was wondering if he was like a teacher or something. Yeah,
Probably.
I know he's an author.
Well, he's very good at
And,
explaining,
you
like,
know,
for people who have no clue about that stuff.
yeah, he is. I'll bet you he's probably been an expert in court.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the way that he explains things.
Mm-hmm.
You
Definitely.
explain it in layman's terms.
Right.
So nice.
Mm-hmm.
100% execution style, charred stellate lesions.
So, Dr. Maroney, gunshot residue, as you pointed out with your truffle powder, can dissipate with just being rubbed off very easily. But the tattooing
Is truffle
from
powder
the hot
like
gun and the searing of the
chocolate
skin,
powder?
that cannot
I don't know
be
what that is.
brushed off.
No.
Okay, you
No.
physically are burned.
I'm not
What would you
sure.
expect to find as to
Let
the
me see.
regarding
I'm
the
gonna
position
Google
of
it.
the bodies if mom and dad have been shot in their sleep?
Well, another thing that I've seen on site is that if somebody is more animate or alive, they're moving around, and sometimes the bullets buff the ribs or the bones or the spine. When somebody's pressed into the bed, the bullet will go through the person, through the bed, and into the floor. So having an animate body moving around oftentimes means you're not going to get a gunshot through the bed and into the carpet and into the floor. A body that's asleep is not passing any resistance back, and all the power goes through the bullet, through the body, through the bed, and into the floor. That's another big sign when people are shot while they're sleeping.
Dr. William Maroney, a technical and a subtle but important question. For instance, in the Jody Arias multiple stabbing murder of Travis Alexander, 29 to 31 stabs, we don't really know because the stabs were overlapping, and that's like stabbing Jell-O. You can't really tell how many times he was stabbed, then shot in the head. Unlike stabbings, when someone is shot multiple times, while on the outside of the body, you may not be able to tell how many gunshot wounds there were if they overlap. Inside the body, you can tell because the trajectory path of the bullets will be different. Even though the outside of the body may be mangled, inside the body, when you look at the path of the bullet, you will see distinct paths, and you can tell how many times each victim was shot. Is that true?
Yes. What we have in the autopsy suite is usually it's like an aluminum rod. Sometimes it's a plastic rod. Sometimes it's something that you might see in the garden shop at Walmart. And it's about this big. We begin with the end at the point of the barrel. And then you pass the rod through the body according to how many different shots you have to see what angle they all went at. And that's how you'll follow, because every single bullet has to be accounted. And in a hospital setting, a smart pathologist will send that body to radiology, and they'll image all the bullets in the body, or they'll have a mobile radiology come with a digital camera. And before you do the autopsy, if you never have the gun, if you never have the shell casings, you have the number of bullets to count from x-rays. And that's how you go through, and every path is determined with a rod. And at the end of your x-ray, you have to account, because you don't know how many times the gun was fired if you're never going to get the gun. And you still have to say shot number 1, shot number 2, shot number 3, and you follow the path of the bullet by the rods and how many different rods. And then you actually look at deformation. You know, a bullet that bounces off of ribs is going to be smashed up. A bullet that goes only through soft tissue is going to be less deformed. But you follow them all with rods, point of entry, and you begin with x-rays.
The point is, how many times did she allegedly, reportedly shoot her parents?
From the very moment the 911 call was received, a relentless investigation began, one that would span months, consume thousands of man hours, and require the full weight of the local and federal law enforcement agency partnerships. Today, we can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault in connection with the deaths of her mother and her stepfather.
The defendant is charged with the brutal murders of my brother, Jamie, and my sister-in-law while they were lying.
That bond hearing was so hard to watch.
Shot multiple times.
Yes, it was very hard to watch.
Including both shot in the head.
When you've got smoke-free satisfaction, you've got the freedom to do things.
From Fox 5 Atlanta. And of course, the first thing the so-called evil high school girl does is try to get bond. Listen.
Personal safety. If the defendant can kill her own parents in such a violent manner, I fear for my own safety and the safety of my family and friends. The possibility that she could harm us is terrifying.
I'm deeply concerned for the safety of my family. The gruesome and violent details of this case have shown me that the defendant has a disturbing lack of regard for human life. If someone is capable of what happened here,
stepbrother,
then I cannot ignore the real possibility that she could pose a threat to those of us left behind.
I mean,
especially if she were released on bond.
From our friends, Fox 5 Atlanta.
Father was even a
Katie Forrester.
grandfather.
The what?
The victim, the male, was also a grandfather already. This was sad.
Oh, her stepdad was?
Yeah, well, his dad was a granddad already. Her stepdad
was a granddad, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that bond hearing, I mean, you could definitely see the divide.
Yeah, not good.
Yes, no, she was denied bond, right?
Yes, she was, and we all expected that. I mean, these charges are so strong, and police do not, arrest somebody and put together so many charges for a 17-year-old if they don't have a lot of evidence. As I've said in the press conference,
And then
a mountain of evidence.
Katie, immediately when bond was denied, she started the crying and the snotting, right? I believe we've got video of the crying and the
fake
snotting.
crying throughout, I think. There was kind of more crocodile tears when people were giving witness statements, when they were talking about her character statements. She was sort of, it looked to me like sort of fake crying throughout that. And then
there she is.
Bond, she was actually crying. So she started sobbing.
We're showing her right now, Katie. You're absolutely correct. The crying, the snotting, that's in her bond hearing. Ryan Brown, what do you do with that? That's from our friends at Fox 5 Atlanta. Are you going to let her continue with the crying and the snotting in front of the jury?
Yeah, so the bond hearing, you're not too worried about it. No jury present, but I think it's good for somebody to be themselves in front of a jury, right? You run the risk of if you coach somebody up too much, tell them not to be emotional and control themselves in a certain way. You're more concerned about a client kind of being dismissive and kind of huffing and puffing in front of a jury, and kind of acting out. But when you see tears, if I'm her lawyer, I don't care. She's sad or she's got people she loves that are murdered. Somebody else murdered her. She's a crime victim. She's being falsely prosecuted. Cry away. I've got no problem with it.
And very quickly, Chris Byers, private investigator, Byers Investigative Services, former police chief. Byers, we don't have the murder weapon. Were 2 weapons used? Multiple gunshot wounds? So question,
Where's the murder weapon? Did somebody feed her the murder weapon? Is somebody helping her?
Yeah, one of the other things that's huge in that's a big thing for me, and I have not seen in any of the reporting, is were there shell casings left? Do they have any shell casings that they can run through the National Integrated Ballistics database to try to see what this gun, the history of this gun, where this gun came from? But yes, the murder weapon being gone, what you want, that's one of the key things when you're an investigator and you show up to the scene and you want to know how they were murdered and where is the weapon that did it. So very possibly, she has somebody else helping her. You heard the public information officer from Carroll County Sheriff's Department said in the end that more arrests could be coming. So that leads you to believe, did she have help? Did she have help hiding this, planning this? Was there somebody else there? All these different things investigators sounds like they're still looking into.
As we wait for justice to unfold, we remember an American hero, Deputy Sheriff Jody Hull, St. Johns County Sheriff's, Florida, killed in the line of duty, leaving behind a grieving wife, Kelly, and 7 children. American hero, Deputy Sheriff Jody Hull. Thank you to our guests, but especially to you for being with us tonight. Nancy Grace signing off. I'll see you tomorrow night, God willing, and until then, good night, friend.
Hi, Nancy.
I love watching her show.
I know. So this live went a little longer than I expected. I'm wondering, so we can continue. I was going to show the one from Hidden True Crime, but that's also a lengthy one.
Yeah, it's kind of long.
So I think I think what would be best to do is split this up.
Okay.
And so we'll show that one. And then also I wanted to go over Sarah Grace's ex-boyfriend, and then the other one you mentioned.
Yeah.
Maybe debunk some rumors that might be out there.
Yeah.
About this case in general.
That
And do a little more research about, see what else we can find on TikTok. What?
Yep. It seems like the more we look, the more we find.
Hang on. Oh, there it is. What is going on with my mouse?
The Ninja has it.
Oh my God, is it really time to get a new mouse? Have this one for, I don't know, only like 3 years.
Mine doesn't work
Wasn't,
well either.
I've had to unplug it and plug it back in.
Yeah. Well, I dropped mine on the tile floor, and so I don't know how many times it slid off the thing I have. And it's like I have to push on it, squeeze it.
Oh, I was going to drop your link too. Do that.
Somehow I didn't get my picture up there because I think I didn't like somehow link it. I don't know. I think I missed that step today.
Oh, something to work on whenever you want.
One day we'll get it all down and we'll be like, oh, I can't believe we wouldn't have problems.
Then I'd be like, what's wrong?
Right?
Something's not right.
They'll change all the software and up all the stuff that we need to learn.
Oh God. Oh, I hope not. I see people will be on, they're doing their lives, and then their computer wants to do an update. Oh, I watched it on one gal yesterday. She had to end her live because it needed to do an update. Can you imagine? Like I'm looking at like my screen and I have like 15 tabs open. My God, if that ever happens.
I know.
The amount. The OCD in me would be like freaking out.
Thank you for sharing my link.
Yeah. I try to do that every time if I can.
And eventually we're going to get on TikTok eventually. We're working on that. I hope you're allowed to say that.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I've been saying it.
Okay. Sometimes I'm like, oh, did I allowed to say that?
I haven't been flagged for it.
Okay.
That I know of. So, okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll end it here. And then on, like I said, on the next one, we'll do, it's a interview that it's her, Sarah Grace's, it's a family member of Sarah Grace's, gave an interview to a YouTuber that's like 43 minutes long. And then I also I've got some videos on her and information on her ex-boyfriend that Triple O was able to find.
Yeah. See if we can
Also
find
want
some
to
more.
find some more information and get some more accuracy on this.
Yeah.
Make sure we're not show, I don't want to show something that is incorrect.
Right. Yeah, me either.
So we'll aim for tomorrow, but as always, with
To be
fibromyalgia,
determined.
yes. I mean, we're goal. I like to set goals if I can, but
Right.
I'll I'll set this stream up maybe tonight for tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central.
Okay.
And then, but if it needs to be changed, we'll change it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you need to add?
No, I think that's it. Thanks for
All right,
having me.
then. All right. For anybody that's watching on replay, give us a like, subscribe, comment, do all the things.
Share.
And we'll share, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.